Good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another night of NGS action. We are here. We've made it. We are in the playoffs. Quarterfinals are live, and tonight we are going up in Division D West between Team TRSG Knights going up against Team Krap yourselves. This is the number 2 versus the number 7 seed here in Division D West. Getting ready. Both these teams are in the lobby getting things set up. My name is Isaacs. I am finally getting to cast my first playoff. Had my own match last night. Got to calm down from that one and get back into the caster's chair. Get ready for another week of fun casting. And we do have all the Wests now starting to join us. A West, E West, and Heroic all starting their semifinal rounds as well. So it's going to be pretty exciting over these next couple weeks, getting a lot of these teams and a lot of playoff action coming your way. But let's get this one underway. And to start things off, let's get us over to the map screen so we can see what is going to go down. So TRSG Knights coming in as that number 2 seed. They win the coin toss, so they get to choose between first pick or map pick. They wanted to pick our maps, so they started off our bans. They sent us with bans of Battlefield of Eternity and Garden of Terror. Team Crap Yourself banned out Cursed Hollow and Tomb of the Spider Queen, and that means TRSG Knight got to pick the first map, and they are sending us over to Braxis Holdout, one of a TRSG Knight's specialty. So I've come to hear through the grapevine, that is, that TRSG kind of does well on this map. This map favoring the early game because this map can turn into a very quick snowball map. This map notorious for going short, usually 1 or 2 Zerg waves is all you need in order to close this one out, but sometimes it can go that long game if everybody seems to be dying in the team fights. So we'll see how these two teams approach the draft phase coming into this one. But as we said, a lot of emphasis is going to put on those early game fighters and point control champions. So looking at you, May, looking at you, Johanna, in the top lane for those offlaners, looking at Sonya, looking at Rexar, maybe even going to see, dare I say it, a Urel coming out yet again. Saw one last night, kind of scary. So we're going to hopefully see what these two teams elect to go for. There's always the possibility of getting like a lot of Zerg clear on your own team to make sure those first few Zerg waves aren't necessarily devastating. So looking at like Ragnaros, who can jump inside the fort and just burn down those Zerg waves. Looking at Phoenix for when that level 10 comes on, he can Planet Cracker the entire Zerg wave to shreds. So there's lots of different variability. Wave clear is definitely important. So we're going to see mages on both sides. Looking at Jaina, Kael'thas, Orphea, those kinds of champions. Not so much the Li Mings. Unfortunately, this is not a very strong Li Ming map, but there's also the potential to play these champions that can get across the map very quickly, and we see 2 of those already being banned out. Brightwing with the teleport, she can go from bot to top in a split second. Lucio, also a very fast champion, can help his team rotate between the top and bot lane with that super speed. So both these champions getting banned out, and the healers getting focused early. A Nubrak going to be that next one, can ban out, can burrow from one side to the boss and then from the boss to the other side. So Nubrak can get across these chasms pretty quickly there. Gonna get knocked out. And also Nubrak's a solid ban because there are usually mages picked up in this map, so you don't want a champion that does well against mages in there. And we've already talked about May, very good control over an objective, so May getting that final ban out. But that means a first pick coming over, and there's a lot of good options. Sonya is going to be that one picked up by Yatre? I don't know, Yare. But Sonya, we talked about Sonya as one of those strong bruisers in the off lane. Gonna need something that can bully Sonya down. Leoric is pretty decent at doing that, and I know Thana does a fairly good job doing that as well. I've seen the Leoric come out on Braxis before. Can definitely bully in that top lane and can sustain well against a Sonya. Uther going to be that second pickup by Cheriglu. Going to be able to get a lot of healing in that bot lane. Double support is definitely a viable strat on Braxis. Double support does a very good job of being able to hold something for a long period of time, which exactly what we need to do on a map like Braxis, assuming that Leoric is going to be able to bully that Sonya in the one-on-one lane. Pairing with the Uther, we might see the Malfurion, so we'll see if Crap Yourself are going to take away the Malfurion or if they're going to ban it out. Raynor and Anduin are going to be the pickups here, so the Light Bomb onto the Sonya there. And then Raynor has the good siege pressure, going to be able to throw out that Hyperion for anti-Zerg wave or to push with his own Zerg wave, depending on how that one goes. Also has good sustained damage over a lot of these fights. So, you know, Johanna hasn't been banned out yet. A very good Raynor counter. We'll see if that gets banned out or if the side of TRSG Knights decide to pick up the Johanna to counter that Raynor. Garrosh getting banned out from the side of TRSG Knights. Team Krap Yourself, they get to do the next ban, and I'm wondering if they're going to ban out that Malfurion. Malfurion does do very well on this map. There's a lot of small corridors that he can get that level 1 sleep down on, but they're going to go for the Tychus instead, wanting to get rid, I believe that is a favorite or a heavy pick from TRSG Knights. They put a lot of emphasis on the Tychus, as Tychus is in a very good spot right now, and they play a pretty good Tychus, and that Commandeer Odin going to be able to do a lot of fun things, but we'll see what second healer they decide, or maybe they're just going to do Uther support with no second healer. But I anticipate with the Uther being picked up that they will. Okay, they're going to go with Varian and Sylvanas. So they're leaving that last option as kind of a flex. Not necessarily deciding, you know, they could pair like a Stukov with it and do Uther Stukov with a taunt variant, and Sylvanas has more than enough damage to blow up whatever target, or they can just pick up the mage, because the one thing they don't have a lot of right now is wave clear. They're behind in the wave clear game. And Kael'thas going to get picked up for Team Krap Yourself, going to be that wave clear champion, and Johanna going to round it out, so going to be able to shut down the Sylvanas a little bit. Not as much as the Johanna would have been able to shut down Raynor, but Pink Blackout going to be the last one to pick up here. Will they go for the mage and get some more wave clear on their side? That's what I would like to see at this point. Just let Uther, since there's no real tank shredder, get a mage. Chromie is one of those solid mages, has a lot of wave clear potential. Going to be able to put down the sands over the objective. So a nice final pickup and a good way to round out the comp for TRSG Knights. Get that wave clear coming in. Going to be able to bully out the Raynor from a safe distance. And the really only heavy engage they have onto a Chromie is going to be that Sonya leap and potentially a Johanna Blessed Shield if Chromie gets too far out of position. I don't anticipate on a map like Braxis. It's a lot easier to play safer on Chromie, so it's a little more challenging to catch Chromie out when the lanes are so short and there's not a lot of spaces to catch somebody in a rotation. So it's really going to be up to that Sonya to shut down that Chromie. Meanwhile, Varian going to be a very good peeler for the Johanna there. They picked the Johanna into the Varian, keep in mind. So Varian going to get that shattering toss at level 13. Going to be able to basically shut Johanna down and make sure that Johanna watches her positioning as well, because if the Iron Skin is popped, Varian can just delete that and then taunt Johanna, and Johanna all of a sudden becomes a very, very squishy champion. So let's get these two teams introduced. On the blue side, we've got TRSG Knights. We got Chair Glue on that Uther, Charmelaine on that Varian, Pink Blackout sitting on the Chromie. In the top lane, we got Thana on the Leoric, and we've got Howland Knight sitting on that Sylvanas. Meanwhile, on the red side, we got Team Krap Yourself. We got K4000 on the Kael'thas, Bosu on the Raynor, Darkfin sitting on that Johanna, Memius sitting on the Anduin, and Yatre, I'm going to call it Yatre, on that Sonya. D-Nasty coming out, nice win last night. Thanks, appreciate it. It was a lot of fun last night. Talking about the Hello Kitty Action Squad versus Rise and Grind. That was a fun series. Both teams now have won one series apiece in the season 11, and we split 3-3. And I just noticed last night we played the exact same 3 maps in both of our series, and both the teams flipped the maps. It was it's just weird. It was so hilarious. So both those teams last night having a lot of fun. But let's get to these two teams here. So the one thing that TRSG Knights does not have right now is they don't have the strongest early game. Charmelaine gonna be that AI bot on the Varian, not gonna be able to have too much impact in this early game until level 4 comes online, and then Varian becomes a whole another beast. So if you're on Team Krap Yourself, you want to do exactly what they're doing right now. Put a lot of this pressure down. Kael'thas getting living bomb spreading like crazy, and they need to keep this pressure going, get some early pressure, make them use their wells, make them burn through their resources as much as they can, and keep their resources on top. Kael'thas has 2 globes sitting on that passive. Raynor is going for that ace in the hole, so he is going to have a lot more damage in some of these team fights here. The longer these team fights go on, Varian actually going in very aggressively here, but has a nice heal from the Uther to get himself out safe. Johanna actually sitting fairly low as well. And that is pretty much TRSG Knights coming back with a little bit of aggression here, getting this side of Team Krap Yourself a little bit low. So this is going to be objective picked up by TRSG Knights. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Sonya getting bullied by the Leoric. And as I said, the Leoric, as long as he waits and lands that Drain Hope on the Sonya, he's going to have so much of an advantage. Uther getting thrown up here, gets the Flame Strike, on him. Raynor in a great position to get that finishing touch, but Johanna goes down as well, so it's a 1-for-1 trade so far. Unfortunate miss by the Chromie there. Everybody's just barely outside the range, but that is going to be these objectives being picked up by TRSG Knights. Sonya not able to sustain against the Leoric, actually has to go all the way back, so this objective is starting to be channeled by the TRSG Knights, and they're not even level 4 yet. So winning the pre-level 4 objective is a huge pickup for the side of TRSG Knights. Let's go TRSG Knights coming in from Meddling Kid. Love to see the fans coming out here. Johanna going to get on this objective. Chromie using the time stop to make sure Anduin does not get anymore, but 80% already picked up. Huge pickup. And with that, we got Cherry Glue and Hollow Knight picking up their own siege camp. They can spare this little bit of time to pick up the siege camp, adding a little bit more pressure. Sonya trying to pick the fight against the Leoric, but Leoric is one of those big counters into a Sonya, so he's going to be able to take that beating. Sonya's got to just make sure that she can avoid, sidestep a lot of these Drain Hopes, keep the distance away from the Leoric, force him to use it. But a taunt going down on the Anduin. Varian is online. Unstoppable pop by the Johanna trying to get in. A nice condemn to pull the Chromie back. Chromie is sitting fairly low in the mana department right now. Everybody else on the side of Krap Yourself is pretty healthy. As long as they can get this Uther off and get this objective channel 96, 98, they did stop it at 98. I thought Uther had bought enough time, but unfortunately there is still 2% to go. Sonya trying to get it in the top lane. Darkfin actually getting pulled back by the Anduin there, and these siege minions are going to make sure that the minion wave stays pushed. Varian's going to be able to get this over. Leoric going to be able to clear this out as well, and the side of TRSG Knights gets that early 100% Zerg wave. Taunt going down onto the Johanna. She does not have Iron Skin available, just popped it, so she is going to fall here, and that is going to be another kill going over to the side of TRSG Knights. Perfect timing right around when this Zerg wave is coming in, and Anduin had to back here, so it's just the Kael'thas and the Raynor defending, meaning this Zerg wave is going to break down this wall, and if Varian is there, he gets the taunt onto the Kael'thas. I thought if the rest of the team was able to follow up, they could have picked that Kael'thas and continued this push, but this fort probably will go down here. I don't anticipate this Kael'thas is going to be able to get those Guardians. And remember, as long as the Guardians stay alive, the Zerg wave will continue to spawn a lot of minions. That pod coming in, spawning more Zerg. Everybody kind of pushing past right now. And the side of TRSG Knights slowly backing themselves away. Leoric looking like he's sitting in this bush waiting to come in. Here he comes, looking flancy in that gold. Flancy because he's flanking and looking fancy there. Johanna getting pulled out. Kael'thas getting down to 16. Gonna get finished off. 2 kills coming in for the Leoric. Raynor taking quite a bit of damage. The Uther stun coming out. The taunt by the Variant. And that is 3 kills to none in favor of TRSG Knights. Big first Zerg wave coming out for them. They've got a full level lead. Robert coming out as well, getting some TRSG Knight flair in the team chat. Want to see some fans from Team Krap Yourself coming out as well. They need some love, and they are looking to be that upset here in this quarterfinal matchup. Anduin getting very, very low from the Sylvanas burst there. So one thing that we do see on the favor of Team Krap Yourselves is when they get to that level 10, they have just as good as team fight, in my opinion, just as good a team fight as the side of TRSG Knights. So one thing they can't afford to do on a map like Braxis is get themselves into a very big hole, because that is going to cause them to have a really difficult time coming back into this. So they're only about 3/4 of a level lead down right now. They do have the bottom fort missing, but they can still get up to that level 10 and make sure that they fight on that even talent tier when their comp is, in my opinion, as strong as the other team's comp. But this is not going to help. Yarda getting caught out here on the Sonya way too far ahead with nobody on the map showing for TRSG Knights. Variant just comes all the way around, lands the taunt, and that is going to be a pick for the side of TRSG Knights. Team Krap Yourself gonna try and get some of this bottom wall siege up here, but everybody coming down. So Sylvanas is not here, so the damage is not quite here. A nice route by the Anduin and a knockback from the Raynor. Big play there, making sure they have the disengaged. Leoric not able to get the flank this time, the fancy flank. And the rest of the team... Ooh, Varian actually did come in. He gets the taunt going down onto the Raynor. Raynor is the first to fall here. Everybody's still trying to fight, but they've lost their main source of DPS. Kael'thas's only going to be able to do so much with the damage on those cooldowns. Johanna falling fairly low, and that is going to be 2 kills. And this entire time, Sylvanas has been able to push this top lane, shutting off towers, shutting off the fort, and the minion wave continuing to push in. And this is going to be a big flanking play coming in for TRSG Knights. And when you are just in a really rough spot there, Varian going to be able to put that taunt down, and that's going to be 2 more kills picked up by TRSG Knights. Everybody just rotating as a massive group of 4 and able to get these kills no problem at all. The taunt Varian getting some work, and even without the Stukov, I mean, Uther's a good second follow-up for that composition, but, you know, having the point-and-click stun with the E just has to stay closer to Varian than the Stukov would. Doesn't quite have the healing Stukov has, though. But what he lacks in healing, he makes up for in crowd control. Fauna actually getting caught out here. The rest of the team of Team Crap Yourselves rotating down, and they do get a kill, so that's a good pickup. They have the ability to get this objective unchanneled. That's going to be a 52%, and they will be able to get their 10s. So if they can find a way to make a play with their 10s right now, we will see if they can find that fight with Leoric being down. But Varian looking like he wants to pick the fight onto Raynor. We got the 10s coming online. Leap by Sonya. We got the Phoenix by Kael'thas. There's the leap by Sonya finding the Uther, but the Uther's not necessarily the target you want. The Light Bomb, a ton of resources being committed to the Uther. Uther does fall, but that is a lot of resources burnt. Leoric in the backline taking on all 3, just running through. Gets a 3-man entombment's like, guys, this one's mine. And that goes down the Raynor and the Johanna there, and the mind control landing onto the Anduin. Leoric was able to get himself away with the Wraith Walk, but 3 kills to none. Leoric just able to bully off that entire back line, allowing the rest of the team to kill the Raynor and the Johanna, who are pushing it past, and that's gonna be the rest of this objective picked up by the side of TRSG Knights. Silver Arrow throwing down the Jaina Flare. Love it. Absolutely love it. Welcome to the channel. Missed ya. Glad you're back. And we have a boss being picked up by the side of TRSG. And this is going to be a very, very fast boss burn. This boss is going to get a lot of added pressure with this Zerg wave. And like we talked about, Brax is notoriously one of those very, very snowbally maps. Here we go. We got Sonya getting picked off here. Pops the leap to get herself away. Johanna lands a 4-man condemn. A big light bomb coming down. And this could be a great fight for Team Crap Yourself. They're pushing in. They need to just commit to here. Uther going to go down. Pops the D-shield on himself, but Leoric fairly low as well. Everybody chasing the Varian here. But now the retreat should sound. Sonya actually going to try and chase the Chromie here. But this is what needs to get answered. They got the pick, and that was a good pick. Unfortunately, everybody on TRSG Knight was able to get themselves back. Johanna actually taking a lot of damage. So is Raynor. Look at all that. They were just standing in the channel coming from that boss there, and they took a huge amount of damage. But pretty good pick there. A good turnaround by the side of Team Crap Yourself. They landed the 4-man condemn, threw down the light bomb right away, got a 3-man stun, and were able to put down the damage with the Kael'thas. So big, big pickup there coming out from Team Crap Yourself. They do save this keep potentially. They got to get the boss. The Zergs are attacking Sonya, so they get the boss, they get Sonya. Everybody on TRSG Knights are pushing down, so I'm going to call that a very good save coming in for Team Crap Yourself. It could have been a lot worse in their situation there, so pretty good. Now their next goal is find that even talent tier on 13 and see if they can find a similar fight like they just found. But TRSG Knights, they're not done knocking at the door. They're trying to bust down all of this hunk of metal and get this keep sieged. They're pushing in this bot lane. Sylvanas and Chromie, excellent there. The Phoenix actually being committed by the Kael'thas there, even though Sonya's in the top lane. So we've got Sonya up here clearing the minion waves. They could have just backed off. I don't necessarily think they needed to burn the Phoenix there, but we'll see. Everybody, you know, they don't have the Sonya. Sonya is rotating down, so she's looking to find a leap into the back. Chromie putting down the zoning damage there. And it looks like they're just waiting for these Kael'thas and Raynor ultimates to come back online, which means they will probably have to give up this camp. Now Johanna looks like she doesn't want to. Light Bomb going down, only lands onto the Varian, and Varian is not, again, the target you want. Pops the Protect right away. Mind control into Johanna. Anduin doesn't get the pull in time, and that is going to be Johanna going down 1 for 0 so far. Camp picked up by the side of TRSG Knights. 13's now online for the side of Team Crap Yourself, but the rest of the Knights are going to push this bot lane with this minion camp. Every ultimate still online except the mind control. Leoric just needs to find a good entomb, and this could be devastating. Sonya getting really far forward. Leoric finding it, gets the Kale Toss there. Kale Toss getting taunted in that entomb. We do see the Kale Toss somehow still alive, but the time loop by the Chromie gets 1, gets 2, gets 3, and all 3 sands landing on that Kale Toss and the Sonya. Big pickup coming in by the Chromie there. Varian gonna push past with the rest of the wave, and incoming 5-man fight onto the Raynor here. Raynor tried to get himself away. The taunt goes down. Chromie does miss the Q, so Raynor should be able to get himself to safety. Varian not quite done yet, getting the condemn, and now the keep is, or the core is under siege. Varian taking quite a bit of damage. The Leoric taking a fair bit as well, but the shields are beginning to fall. Johanna still rather unhealthy, but everybody coming back online for the side of Team Crap Yourself. Will they be able to find a defense here? The shield now just finished 96, 95 and falling, but Kel'Thas sending a little too far. Taunt going down. The follow-up damage not quite there, but Sylvanas able to get in with the Banshees, get the kill. Light Bomb being popped, and vulnerable D shield being thrown down by the Uther. Varian able to just continue there. Thana pretty low on the Leoric. Sonya goes in, but Uther meets her with the Hammer of Justice. Gonna go down and trade her life, and now we've got Raynor trying to find the kill onto Chromie. Can't find it, and now has to back himself out due to not having any mana. Uther gonna throw down another Hammer of Justice there. Varian still somehow alive, was picking these fights with 100 health. Johanna trying to get it up, but the Entomb thrown down. Varian jumps all the way in there. Chromie still continuing to put down the sands from a distance. Those sands are starting to hurt, and everybody on TRSG Knights are backing themselves away. Meanwhile, this top keep might get sieged down by these minions. That fight went for so long that this minion wave stacked up in the top lane in favor of TRSG Knights and sieged down that keep pretty much all by themselves, and that means both keeps are fallen. Team Crap Yourselves, they basically got a group as 5 and try to pick a fight over one of these objectives. They you know, there's no waiting for 16. If they wait for 16, they're going to lose the game. They've got to find a fight. It's their last hurrah. We got to group up as 5 and find that fight. And this might be it, because the side of TRSG Knights are split. Anduin is in behind. We do have the objective being channeled, but Kel'Thas is all alone. Sonya leaping in, but Chromie able to cement that kill. Everybody kind of split for the side of Team Crap Yourself as well. Sonya fighting over the objective. Chromie says bye-bye. Mind control being thrown down by the Sylvanas. A third kill picked up. Johanna gonna get away. No, she won't. The temporal loop makes sure that does not happen. And now Raynor running for his life. Gonna be that 5th member to survive or get picked up. Runs right over to the Varian, greeting him with a taunted hug. Sylvanas gonna go ahead and push the minions, and that is going to be game number 1, going over to the side of TRSG Knights. A very, very solid performance coming over from the Knights in this game 1, and Braxis holdout playing pretty much exactly as we typically expect a Braxis to go. One team gets that little bit of a lead, and it's just so hard to come back from that. Pretty solid performance coming in. Great rotations by TRSG Knights, utilizing that early game. They didn't go the double healer, which is fine. You know, they went the taunt variant, and then they picked up the mage to round out the composition. And ultimately the Chromie coming in big with the numbers there. You can see top siege and top damage coming in from that Chromie. 8, 16, and 0 for the stat line. Meanwhile, Sylvanas coming in with an 8, 12, and 1 respectively. 40, 40 on her. Healing pretty much even. Anduin and Uther being able to put out pretty similar numbers, which I think favors Uther a little bit there. The fact that Uther was able to keep up in healing. Uther typically not known for his healing potential. It's more of those hammers of justice he was able to throw down over and over again. Didn't go with the meme storm, divine storm. Went with the shield instead to keep Varian alive a little bit longer in some of those fights, and then also be that snap button for the Chromie and the Sylvanas if needed against that fight. But you know, Team Crap Yourself, they had a couple of good fights in there for sure. They found the one where they got that light bomb to condemn combo off, and they were able to really press with that one. And they had a very good first 3 levels. And then they kind of just started getting spread out and falling apart, and somehow TRSG Knight ended up winning that pre-4 fight and getting the objective channeled without even having Varian with his taunt yet. And that's really where TRSG Knights got their advantage in the early game, and from that point, they just really didn't let it up at all. Throwing it over to the talent screens for those who enjoy the talents, looking at these things. Leoric just able to be a bully up in that top lane. I mean, if you're going to do a 2-lane map again, you got to find an answer for the Leoric. Sonya, great first pick, but if you're going to go the Sonya, get rid of one of her strongest counters in the Leoric because, the Sonya is a solid pick. Very, very high tier champion. Probably one of the best bruisers in the game right now, but Leoric is one of those champions that can go toe to toe with her. And on a map like Braxis, can actually bully her out of the lane. But we do know where we're going. I'm going to get you guys back over to the map screen real fast. Both these teams ready to just rock and roll. Map pick was, and first pick was in the favor of Team Krap Yourselves, and they elected to go with the map pick this time. And they want to send us over to Towers of Doom. Pretty much the antithesis of Braxis Holdout. Braxis Holdout, like I said, known for one of those snowbally maps. You can get your foot on the gas and never let up. The game usually ends pretty quickly. Towers of Doom, pretty much, it can be that way, but it can also be the exact opposite. Towers of Doom, often notoriously known as one of those comeback maps where, you could be down 20, 30 core shots and then suddenly find your way back into a game and just absolutely slaughter the opposing team. So, where we've pretty much got the fast map in the game and one of the longer maps, not necessarily the longest. I think the longest map, the longest maps I typically see are on Cursed Hollow or on Infernal Shrines. Those two can go quite a long time sometimes. But Towers of Doom. Now's the time. I mean, again, the Leoric isn't as good as the Sonya because these, oftentimes when the bruisers are forced into a lane like the Sonya, when Sonya's forced to stay in a lane, you got to get rid of her bruiser counter, which Leoric is one of them. On this map, it's more of that rotating between top and mid lane, so you can go Sonya into Leoric because they're typically not fighting, they're just both double soaking, and then go into the team fights where I think they both have their advantages. I mean, we saw the amount of 3-man entombs that Thana was able to land on that Leoric, so that was amazing to see. So it's definitely something that you're going to have to get rid of. And the last time I casted TRSG Knights, I believe they ran Leoric twice and just absolutely did massive amount of playmaking with that Leoric pick. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see it banned here, but there are so many other good champions that are double soakers on a map like Towers of Doom. Zool comes out, Diva comes out. Gosh, there's just a ton of them. I wished Gazlo. I mean, I could name like half the champions in this game. It feels like Malthael, Rexar, like all of them could double soak fairly well on this map. So, the Sonya, I wouldn't necessarily consider a priority pick here, but it's still a solid pick. But Mei and Lucio getting banned out. Similar bans so far coming out for both teams here. I believe it was Mei, Lucio, and then the Brightwing was banned out from TRSG Knights in the last map. And I don't remember who was banned out for the side of Team Krap Yourself for their fourth and final ban. But it's going to be a Sonya this time. So, not wanting to go against, not wanting to first pick it, but also not wanting to go against it since Sonya has a little bit of a better time on a map like this where double soaking is involved. Going to get rid of the Chromium set. I think that's a solid choice. Chromium having a very strong presence on a map like Towers of Doom as well. But the Brightwing going to be first picked up. So Brightwing was one of those bans they did in game one, electing to pick it up since they had first pick here in game number 2. And Li Ming going to be picked up. A map better known for Li Ming than the first map. So solid pickup so far by K4000, and Diva going to be picked up here by Yarte. I'm curious if they're going to go. They're not going to go. I don't anticipate the taunt variant again. Malthael being picked up by Thana here, and the Sylvanas being picked up yet again by Howland Knight. I don't necessarily anticipate the taunt variant coming out. They just don't have the follow-up hard CC picking up that Brightwing. Brightwing, better known for one of those disengagers, will be able to polymorph Diva, when she's close to getting ejected from the mech, so she won't be able to use the explosion there. and going to be able to give a lot of spell armor to whatever target that Li Ming is being focused. But they do ban the variant anyway. So the side of Team Crap Yourself, you know, not wanting to let that variant through again. I didn't think that the variant was necessarily going to be picked up. But yeah, we'll see. I just don't think it fits into the comp as well as it did in the last game, having the follow-up stun from, like, you know, usually you want like an Uther or Stukov or a Malfurion to go with it. And they already have committed to the Brightwing, unless they commit to the double healer in this game, which I don't anticipate. But Garrosh being banned out from the side of TRSG Knights. That does leave a new... dang it, he beat me to the punch. I was going to say that does leave a Nubarak open, which was banned out in the last game, and going to be picked up by Darkfin here. So not only is it a good counter to Li Ming, so it's a nice steal away from TRSG Knights, but also good cocoon potential onto the Malthael, depending on what ultimate Malthael decides to go, forcing him to go more towards last rites. And also going to have the spell armor. So the mage, whatever mage pick comes out here, if they even pick a mage, going to get a little less value from the Anubarak. So I like the Anubarak pick a lot so far into this comp. And Posu going to go with that Rainer again. But it is going to be the Muradin picked up by Charmelaine, and the Jaina picked up by Pink Blackout. Running Jaina, I love it. I never, ever get tired of watching people play Jaina. It's so much fun. Not going to get as much value into the Anubarak, but has the potential to turn a fight around. If Li Ming blinks forward a little too aggressively, Jaina's got a lot of snow to answer that and can really burst down that Li Ming if she gets a too aggressive teleport in. But Anduin going to be picked up again by the side of Team Crap Yourself, so round out that composition. And also a good Light Bomb delivery on the Anubarak. Light Bomb, burrow in, get a nice stun. So I definitely like the composition more in this game for Team Crap Yourself than I did in the last game. I definitely like, you know, we definitely can't count out the Jaina potential. That's this caster's biased opinion kind of deal. But yeah, TRSG Knights, I mean, we saw how coordinated they are. They have come to play in these playoffs, wanting to get themselves further down the line and get themselves to that semifinal showdown with, let's see, they're number 2. So it'll be the winner between the number 3 and the number 6 seed. I don't know. I think it's Vibe Check, and I don't remember who the number 6 seed is off the top of my head. But let's get these two teams introduced. On the blue side, we got TRSG Knights. We got Thana on the Malthael, Cherryglue sitting on the Brightwing, Charmelaine sitting on the Muradin. We got Pink Blackout on that Jaina, and we got Howlin' Knight sitting on the Sylvanas. And I love these snowflakes too. These are just awesome. Look at that. Meanwhile, on the red side, we got Team Crap Yourself. We got Mimius on that Anduin. We got Darkfin on the Anubarak, K4000 on the Li Ming, Bosu on the Rainer, and we got Yarte on that Diva.
What are you waiting for?
And we've been calling out a dance party in mid. We'll see if we get that dance party. Some members are throwing down the dancing. And while they do that, look at this. Dance party was called out, and Team Crap Yourself says, no, this is playoffs. We don't dance. We siege. Already sieging up the bot lane. No party being called out by the Anubarak, and they're going to get an early tower here. Oh, you hate to see it. But you love the spice, but Anubarak going to go in. Rainer getting stunned out by the Muradin, and this is a lot of damage being put down on Team Crap Yourself. Charmelaine saying he has been betrayed here. They're able to get the bottom a lot in the bottom fort there. Not wanting to commit to the dance party. Gonna go with the early siege. And yeah. So there you have it. Not much more can be said about that. Team Crap Yourselves like, we don't dance in quarterfinal plays, but Anubarak gonna get the 2-man burrow. Knocks off the Brightwing. Li Ming unfortunately didn't have her skills available, having thrown out the orbs just prior to the Anubarak burrowing in, so they didn't have quite the burst follow-up, but that was a great knock-up right onto Brightwing, who's standing out in front. And now we have both of these teams picking up their respective siege camps. The Muradin going to go in, be that aggressor, kind of look and get a little bit of a see of what's going on, but Sylvana's actually committing to pushing out this bot lane, so it's just the Jaina, and Jaina can do these camps very fast. Unfortunately, Jaina burns through resources like a nobody's business in these first 4 levels. going to be able to answer. Actually, she's going to have less mana regen, going with the Lingering Chill at level 1. Wants to keep people slowed. But both these camps have been picked up, and mana pools are a little bit low on the side of TRSG, but Nubrak's health pool is very low, getting pulled away, barely gets away. He could thank Anduin and his lucky stars for that one. Raynor putting down some serious damage here, though. Nubrak getting a nice knock-up. Raynor putting down, again, a little more hurt onto the Murden. He does have his leap to get himself away. His Dwarf Toss, excuse me, is what it's called. It's not called a leap. It's a Dwarf Toss. But look at the experience difference. Malthael, I believe it's in the Malthael game, getting that XP soak. Yeah, 4,000 to 3,000 over the D.Va. So he has having a much better time doing this double soak game. Look at this. And opposed to the D.Va. So that's the difference in the experience game right there. But ooh, we got Raynor getting stunned out. Brightwing spitting at him. And Nubrak getting fairly low. Jaina misses the Q, so Nubrak will get himself away. And everybody on the side of Team Crap Yourselves looking like they're backing right when this objective is coming online. So they really aren't going to be able to contest this bot at all, especially with Raynor and Nubrak. Like, they have no ranged poke. Nubrak can burrow, and that's going to be about it. And he's going to use the burrow to get himself away, and Murden getting the follow-up stun. So there's no way they can contest this one. So Faunus going to get this channel off, and Malthael says, forget my own objective, I'm going to go for yours. So we got a fight going down over this objective in the top lane. Malthael against D.Va. And the rest of the team now rotating up. D.Va going to zone it off. Oh, Thana getting rooted out by the Anduin here. Going to try and give himself Brightwing, teleporting it. Oh, the penetrating shot missing from the Raynor. That means Malthael will survive. Jaina picks up the second channel. Anduin trying to finish it off. Murden Dwarf tossing himself in. Gets the stun. And Nubrak so low. Trying to get in the fight. Gets a two-man knock up there. Anduin missing the stun. Raynor zoned off. Jaina puts him down. Bunch of snow falling onto Raynor's head. D.Va getting knocked out of her mech. Everybody running away solo on Team Crap Yourself. Murden getting rooted out there. Malthael getting it traded away by the D.Va. They exchange lives. And that is going to be a 3 cap in the first objective coming in for TRSG Knights. And it was really, you know, it was an interesting timing of the back. Granted, they were very low on mana, so just not being aware of their resources and timing their backs a little poorly on the side of Team Crap Yourselves, and having to try and defend with a half health of Nubrak and a Raynor against all 4 members of TRSG Knights. Really not much they could do in that kind of a situation. And now Nubrak's trying to commit to the Sylvanas here. Brightwing teleports herself in, gets the phase shift off, but the follow-up damage just isn't quite there. Li Ming not able to get the combos down on the targets they need, putting it down on the Murden instead, and everybody going to be able to push back. Team Crap Yourselves engage there. Murden going to go with that Skullcracker at 7, going to be able to have that much more crowd control. You know, getting those consecutive auto attacks for the stun. Gonna go more into that aggressive Murden build. Anticipating a potential Haymaker play coming out of the Murden here. Although he could go Avatar since there is no real % damage until late for the Raynor. But we do see the Murden trying to get in. Gets another stun on to the Anubarak here. Li Ming is able to connect a few of her skills in this fight, so going to be able to put the damage down. Also, having that max range Triumphant, going to be able to get the cooldown reduction if she can hit those Ws at max range. But everybody on TRSG Knights setting up, and they're all fairly healthy in the resources department. Meanwhile, everybody on the side Team Crap Yourselves, about at half mana, half health. So we'll see what they're able to do for this second objective here. Maybe have a little bit more success and trade 1 for 1 and play for the 10 fights again. But the fight is on. It is 5v4 currently. D.Va is channeling one off. Nubrak burrowing in way deep here when the D.Va was committing to the channel. But they got the first channel off, and Nubrak not going to have the health to commit to the second one. D.Va sitting very low as well, trying to get those last few health bars off so she can get the mech. The mech is available. Going to go throw it in. But Murden is the first to fall. D.Va, that's more of a zoning ult. Nubrak going to burrow all the way in, and they got the damage. Brightwing going to go down next. That's 2 kills for Team Crap Yourself, and they're not done. Nice play coming in from the Team Crap Yourself. I thought the Nubrak was just being way too aggressive, but he was able to get a couple of those combos off, and now Malthael has got to be really careful here. Is going to be able to get the swap onto Raynor. Will he get away? And Nubrak's going to make sure not to, and Sylvanas getting knocked up now. Doesn't have the Banshees to get out, and that is going to be 2 more kills going over in favor. D.Va getting some big value rotating into this bot lane. Brightwing going to teleport herself in. Will they find another kill here? They've got their 10s online. Cocoon is available. Is Anubrak going to find another pick? Put the Murden under. The root is down onto the Jaina, but Brightwing able to get the passive onto Jaina, make sure she gets unlocked. So now 10s online for both teams. We got micro missiles coming in from the D.Va, Disintegrate from the Li Ming, Cocoon from that Anubrak, Light Bomb from the Anduin, and the Hyperion coming in from the Raynor. Meanwhile, Mind Control already picked up by the Sylvanas there. Avatar is committed by the Muradin. We do see last rights by the Malthael as expected due to the Anubrak. Brightwing holding, and Jaina now going to go with that Water Elemental. Murden looking for a fight, does find the Ando, the Light Bomb being popped down, gets the lockdown onto Jaina. The Cocoon is not used yet. Brightwing gets teleported under. There was the Cocoon, and now they're turning onto the Murden. These are everybody low, and Brightwing is very far back. Not going to be able to use the blink to get herself to safety there. Nice blink out. I was curious if they were going to be able to get the kill here. Now Brightwing's going to be able to top off Jaina, so nice disengage from the side of TRSG Knights. D.Va actually rotating down for this next objective here. Malthael on his way, and the experience is pretty much even. Mana bars are very low, and here we go. We got Team Krap yourselves backing when the objective is coming online. Yet again, Li Ming able to tap for mana. Anduin has to run all the way back, so we're going to need a delay from the Li Ming here to see if she can keep everybody off while the Anduin runs himself back. Raynor, oh my gosh, Raynor getting so low. Anduin getting the pull. The Water Elemental committed there. The Disintegrate being thrown down. D.Va trying to rotate down. Will they be able to interrupt the Sylvanas? I don't know. D.Va going to throw the Micro Missiles. We do see the last rights committed here. Going to get the first stack. And D.Va going to trade her life away. Little aggressive there. Not everybody was in position to follow up. D.Va committing to the interrupt there. It was only one objective, 4 core shots. And so now D.Va going to trade her life away. More importantly, give a stack of last rights over to Malthael so he gets that cooldown reduction on the ultimate. And we have a camp steal being set up by the side of TRSG. Gonna get these sappers pushing in their advantage and deny the sappers from the side of Team Krap Yourself. Anduin getting the root down onto the Murden there. Minions coming in, get a little bit of this fort. And that's really all it's gonna be. So, experience right now, Malthael, a 3k experience lead over the D.Va. But those team fights, the 5 kills to 3 has pretty much nullified that 3k experience lead. Only about a half level lead so far for the side of TRSG. So even though Malthael's putting in a lot of work in this double soak game, the 5 kills coming in for Team Krap Yourself, able to keep themselves in the game right now. They're waiting for their 13s. Murden's on the hunt. The Water Elemental committed yet again. And the knock-up on to the minions. Light Bomb being committed, but not great communication coming out there. Anduin has to commit the pull to the Anubrak. So Anubrak wasn't able to get any stun on top of that Light Bomb there. So just a little bit of lapse in that fight. Raynor trying to get these stacks up. Murden actually getting the focus here. The root going down. Brightwing is put under, so they have no healing. If they can burn this Murden, the Disintegrate, the Li Ming is like, please guys, that's all I need is just one kill. The Micro Missiles being committed. And now we do see the Li Ming, but she has to be careful. She doesn't want to get too close to Malthael, doesn't want to get too close to the Jaina. Both will finish her off in lickety-split fashion. And has to be really careful. And now Raynor has to back himself out. Polymorph being committed. The Mind Control does miss coming out of the Sylvanas there. D.Va going to go all the way in. The last rights is available. D.Va having to get herself away. But the objective being channeled by the Anduin, they're zoning everybody off. I don't believe they're going to be able to get in here, and that's going to be Team Krap Yourself getting an objective. So well done in that regard for Team Krap Yourself. Found the 1 kill. That's all they needed to make sure that they secured this. And they didn't give up a last right stack either. So, still that 3/4 of a level lead right now. D.Va making some excellent rotations, keeping the team in the game, sacrificing a little bit of the experience, but getting some kills in favor. Anubrak going way in deep here. Has a Light Bomb. They're not going to miss this one. Sylvanas being focused out. The root going down, and that is going to be a pickup onto the Sylvanas. The Water Elemental. Oh, goodness. I could not say Elemental to save my life there. The Water Elemental being committed there by the Jaina. Raynor only getting down to about half health. Going to be able to get himself top back off. Another pick coming in for Team Krap Yourself, and they are on the move. Going to be able to pick their own camp up this time. Malthael looked like he's rotating down, but if D.Va rotates down as well, that could spell danger for the side of TRSG, being fairly aggressive even though they're down one of their main assassins in the Sylvanas. And Team Krap yourselves, they're putting up a fight here on Towers of Doom. 7-3 in kills so far. And not going to go for the aggressive invade here. Content so far with what they've had. They have the advantage right now in the bot lane with the minion wave and the sappers pushing in. If they can find the Sylvanas, Anduin trying to go fishing, doesn't connect. Jaina getting that increased range on the Blizzard, so going to be able to put it down from safety. Hyperion actually being committed here by the Rainer, and they're continuing the siege out and then just back up. Commit the Hyperion, back up. Commit the Hyperion, back up. This keep is almost, it's not a keep yet. Yes, it is. It is a keep. We do know that because these wells are now out. So these are keeps. So the keep not killed yet. Ooh, Anduin very far out. The Jaina is in position, but gets rooted out here. Two-man knockup from the Anubarak. Looking for a fight. The light bomb being committed does not land, and now everybody's just going to back themselves away. But I believe Malthael was actually able to get that channel off. And Anubarak, the D.Va's here. Malthael is channeling it, so this is a fight going in. Brightwing getting put under. That is going to be Sylvanas going down. Murden trying to knock the Brightwing out. Brightwing gets have the blink heal. Blinks herself over to the Jaina, sitting at about half health now. But this keep is going to fall. And Malthael, ooh, big root coming in from the Jaina. But Anubarak committing, taking a couple tower shots there. Does go down. Li Ming needs a reset here. D.Va, you got to find one for your Li Ming. Throws down the mech, but the keep is picked up by Team Krap Yourself. And they have the big prize on a map like Towers of Doom. Finding that bottom keep is a huge pickup for Team Krap Yourself. They just need to make sure this D.Va can match everything else and defend this keep like your lives depend on it. Your playoff lives depend on it, but everybody backing here. Again, the mana pools were low for some of the members. Anubarak is dead. And Li Ming's not the best wave clear in the world. Anduin's trying to come over. Li Ming just cannot die here. I don't believe they're going to be able to defend this. They're going to trade this keep right on back. So they got the prize, but then they just threw it right back and said, we can't really hold on to it right now. It's too much to commit to. Our mana bars are just a little bit too low. And so they're going to back off. And that puts the experience lead back on favor for TRSG Knights due to mainly this Malthael play. Oops, sorry there. 22k to 18k over the D.Va right now. But if we've seen one thing, the pick potential coming out from the side of Team Krap Yourselves is massive right now. They're going to rotate up. D.Va actually getting focused. She should be able to jetpack herself away, but she gets polymorphed at a beautiful time. The mind control does miss. The light strats go down, but now everybody's in deep. Can Anubarak find a fight? The light bomb being committed, but doesn't land again. No light bomb. We do see the Brightwing going down in the back. Brightwing the first to fall, but Anubarak falls as well. Li Ming is going toe-to-toe against the Malthael. Everybody else trying to channel this objective off. That is not what Anduin wants to do. He's right in the middle of a really, really bad situation there. Li Ming gets stunned out here. Malthael just has to turn around. Li Ming does get herself blinked away. Does not find the kill there, but this is going to be the objective channeled by TRSG again. These minions are going to get run in here in the bot lane, so that's going to be this keep getting down to about half health. But that's all they're really going to be able to get here. So we're sitting at right now, it's going to be 8 to 24. This could take it down to 4 if TRSG decides to go for a boss play. But as we know, Towers of Doom, it's never over until it's over. Even though it's 8 to 24, this map could be turned on its head with these long death timers starting to come in, and a lot of these keeps easily flippable. Actually, top and mid are actually still well defended there. Malthael having that extra pressure. And now Anubarak is coming in. Brightwing should be able to teleport herself to safety. Malthael actually being focused here. Brightwing coming in, but not going to make it in time. Another big pick coming in, and now the fight is on. Brightwing does not have the teleport available. If they can find another pick, they commit to the Jaina here. Jaina not going to be able to escape. This is going to be another kill going over to Team Krap Yourself. 2 kills to none, and they can push out this bot lane. This Sapper is going to get pushed in. So 2 big picks coming in for Team Krap Yourself. Doesn't get the interrupt on all the Sappers there. And it looks like they're confused at what they want to do. 3 committing to the boss, 2 committing to the bot defense, and now Murden's like, okay, well, we know 2 are bot. We're going to see if we can get a pick with the Sylvanas here. Anubarak and D.Va running back up. They didn't commit to picking up the keep. I thought they were going to go for the keep. But they're, ooh, big play coming in here. Light bomb being committed. Murden getting crowd controlled to all sorts of direction. Pops the avatar, so he will get himself away. There's still plenty of time to go pick up this boss. But Team Krap Yourself not really getting anything off of this objective right now. You know, they got the kills that they were looking for, but they needed to find some map pressure as well. Now they're committing to the bot lane. They have the Hyperion available, so they will be able to go pick up this keep. It's a little late, but they will be able to pick it up. That will give them their 20s. 20s on line for all these teams, and now we'll see what they're able to do with this keep advantage. If they can find another pick, this Malthael is in this bush. We'll see if Li Ming does find it. D.Va committing to the camp right now. Wants to be there with the team to get the kill. Jaina is not here. Anubrak going in and recognize it, has the rewind, gets the knockup, looking for a Brightwing, putting him under. Sorry, Anubrak does not have the rewind there. I apologize. I assumed he had the rewind. That would have been a huge play with the rewind. But the Burrow going in, 4-man knockup. Look at this Anubrak. Nobody is there to follow up, but 1 kill going down. Thana has to get picked off here too. That is 2 kills for a D.Va mech so far. Big plays coming out from Team Krap Yourself. And the play is still there. Li Ming, Murden getting rooted out here. TRSG Knights biting off a little bit too much there. And we'll see what Team Krap Yourselves can do. Anubrak did go for the Trader King, so he gets the extra maximum health and the extra armor instead of going for the reset on all skills. So, you know, losing a little bit of crowd control there to be a little bit more tanky. But they do pick up the boss, eliminating that threat from the side of TRSG. And now Anduin's going to go pick up this top lane. But the bot should have been the focus, because even if they get this top lane, look how low this is. The entire side of TRSG... Ooh, D.Va's got to be careful here. D.Va, you got to be really careful here. Gets the polymorph, has to get herself away. I don't believe she will. The roll going down, the water elemental committed. This is going to be a huge pick coming in for TRSG. Huge pick. That is a 60-second death timer on the D.Va around a double altar phase. Team Krap Yourselves trying to get this responded in the top lane, but it's going to get evened out here, so it's still going to be 4 shots for both sides. This, I think the misplay was going top here, because they got a delay, and they got a delay really, really well. Wait for that D.Va. The D.Va will still have 10 seconds of death. You know, splitting up when 3 members were still alive for the side of TRSG, maybe proving to be that fatal mistake. We'll see. Here comes the side of TRSG. Anduin getting put out here. Puts the light bomb on himself. The last right's going to make sure that he does not survive, and that is a big pick onto the Anduin there. Mind control being thrown out, but it doesn't matter. That's another big pick. D.Va's still down for 8 more seconds. Channel being started by Jaina here. And TRSG Knights, they just got to stick together. Make sure that they get the channels. And Nubrak trying to commit to this water elemental being thrown down. Li Ming not able to get there. Raynor 1v1ing the Sylvanas in the back. D.Va is here. Li Ming trying to get away, but just quite can't. And Raynor losing to the Sylvanas in the backline. So it's the Nubrak getting fairly low. And my, oh my. It looked for a second like TRSG had the winning potential. But, sorry, Team Krap Yourself had the winning potential, but TRSG Knights able to find plays even though they were getting their backs shoved up against it, getting the 5-man ace, and they're gonna take game number 2 and gonna win the quarterfinals and seal their ticket to the semifinal showdown against TBD. I think the other game is going on right now. But, oops, sorry. I gave that wrong one. How about that? TRSG coming in with a 2-0 victory. Selim coming in saying, I tune in to my team throwing. Yeah, I'm assuming you're talking about Team Krap Yourself. I mean, they definitely had a much better performance in this game number 2. There's just a couple things, like they were coming back. They had the team composition. They were making the plays, and then, I mean, my biggest question mark is this right here. Like, had they gone the rewind with the 4-man knockup and then rewound that into 3 more 4-man knockups, you know, the 4-man burrow into the 4-man impale to the 4-man impale to the 4-man burrow. I mean, Li Ming would have just had a field day with that, getting a full rotation and disintegrate off into that entire 4-man knock up there. But going with the Trader King instead, wanting to get that extra little bit of health and spell armor, and then getting the extra armor when needed to make himself a little more tanky. I don't know. I think Rewind is probably one of the best talents in the game. But then, not only that, but then rotating as a team after you pick up the boss, abandoning the bot lane, which you had the keep advantage. You just had to defend the keep, and going for the top keep as a bit team. D.Va getting caught out and then losing not only the bot keep you own, but your own bot keep. Well played by TRSG. Let me see if I can get them in here for a lovely, lovely interview. Oh, I already got a message from them. They're ready. They're like, dude, where are you at? So let me make sure I can go get into this channel and wait for our victors to come in here. Oh, they have to take a bathroom break real quick. So excited they forgot to pee. Good thing they didn't get too excited. They might have peed themselves. But that gives me time to catch up on some of this chat in here. I mean, that was a well-played series by both of these teams. That game, too, was a back and forth for a lot of that game. Oh, Selma's the sub for TRSG Knights. Oh, right, that's right. I saw them sub last time I cast. It came in, I believe, on a Chromie in like their first. Oh, hello.
Hello. Sorry, I had to bio break.
That's...
2 cans of tea over an hour, and got a bio break.
2 cans of tea over an hour. Yeah,
2 cans of tea. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll happen. But this is Howlin' Knight coming in, giving us the interview, the Sylvanas extraordinaire from game 1 and 2. How is the team feeling right now?
Pretty good, honestly.
Pretty good.
That was a fun series.
That was definitely had its ups and downs for sure for both teams coming in. But let's get right to it. Game number 1, you guys got map pick. Electing to pick map pick. You guys got the choice of first pick or map pick, wanting map pick and sending us over to Braxis, opening us off with a bang. Tell us a little bit about that decision and why you guys decided that Braxis was going to be the secret to going up against Team Krap yourself.
Part of it was what we had done in research. We'd seen like just really they don't seem to like it there. And we haven't gotten to play on it this season, and we were like, we haven't got. I want to, finally got to. It's been presented as an opportunity.
We're gonna take it. Why not? And I mean, we could see the composition rounding out. I was curious, was there ever for a second with the Uther being picked up second that it was going to be a potential double man or a double healer comp coming out, or was it always no? We're gonna go with the top variant. We just like Uther better than Stukov.
I don't know if Chair plays Stukov now that I think about it.
Oh.
Our Stukov player isn't actually on our team anymore. He became a father before the season started, so I had some shuffling to do. And
where are your priorities?
It was actually really rough. But no, we had always intended to take the variant Uther. We really like getting to play Uther, and he's been banned against us a lot recently, so they let us have him, and we were like, yes.
Well, yeah, we could definitely see why. I believe it's Chair Glue playing the Uther and just landing hammer after hammer on top of the variant stuns made it absolutely devastating for anybody to get an escape from that kind of lockdown. But Braxis hold out.
He also got really good saves.
Yeah,
some of those saves that he pulls out with the shielding, like 50,
especially around the the core siege that you guys had, that felt like it went on for an eternity. I think he had 2 full D shields in that entire fight. Like it was used and then it came all the way off cooldown and he got to use it again in that entire siege, saving, I believe, the Varian once, and I don't know who he saved the other time. But
I think it was Pink. I think it was our mage.
Yeah, the Chromie in the back, trying to run for as fast as their little feet would carry her. But I I mean, the story, it seemed like the 4-man was doing well, but the story of that Braxis match was the top lane matchup. Leoric having just a
Definitely.
fun matchup in the top lane, bullying the Sonya out of lane. Special pick there coming in once you saw the Sonya, like you were anticipating, like maybe we'll bait them into picking the Sonya first pick because we've got an answer for it.
We actually thought they might go Diva. If I remember right, we were talking about, okay, you're probably gonna be up against, like Diva, so what do you want to do with that? And they picked Sonya. We were like, oh, you blocked that really early.
Yeah. Yeah. Sonya, I mean, Sonya, one of
So we
those high
responded. It's
tier
nice.
champions, but known more for her, her double soak potential and then just her team fight presence. Not the strongest in the 1v1 lane if you don't ban her direct counters. And we could see how easily that got abused there in the top lane. But game one, for as well as game one went, game two was a completely different story. So they picked Towers of Doom. What was going into the team's thought process going into Towers of Doom, knowing that that's a map that Team Krap yourself tends to favor a little bit, is very comfortable on, and
We hadn't seen them deliberately go to it. Like, we had seen that they've been there several times this season, but it had always been somebody else had taken them to it, so we were a little surprised, actually, when that came out. And they gave us a good run for our money with a lot of flanks and just like, "Oh, Diva's at bot lane now. Why? Hello? Where'd you come from?"
mhm.
Yeah, that was something. I lost my adjective.
I lost my adjective. It's somewhere. It's out there. But that, I mean, that was the story. So it seemed like everything was going. It was back and forth in the beginning for sure. Every team getting their licks in, and then all of a sudden, it seemed like Team Crap Yourselves just found their momentum, getting pick after pick with the Anubarak. Weren't able to necessarily
Me
lock
too.
down the
I
light
got picked
bomb,
so much. Oh,
but
I got picked so much. That was
yeah,
I was getting frustrated. I was like, "No, not again."
yeah, it could definitely get annoying going into
Well
that
done.
Anubarak for sure with the lockdown on top of it from the Anduin, but the call is made somewhere in this. You lose two members to a pretty good engage by Nurek. Did not go the rewind, so he couldn't punish that engage even harder. And so you lose two members, and then just talk us through kind of what you saw, what you didn't see, and how the team kind of found their way
At
back to
which
get this
point?
pick.
Like, which point? Because I'm pretty sure we lost two members several times
You
throughout
did.
the
Sorry,
second
this is the
game.
this is the
So
when
I'm
we had 60-second death timers. The fight over I believe it was the objective in the mid lane or just below the mid lane. You guys lost. Oh
uh
gosh, I can't remember who the two members were. I know Jaina. I think it was Sylvan. I think it was you and Malthael both went down, and
yeah.
it was the Jaina, Murden, and Brightwing going on an adventure through the bot lane and finding Diva at her own camp alone.
Okay, I vaguely remember this, but not what our comms were like. By the power of ADHD, I avoid your question.
Okay, that's fine. That's absolutely a great answer. It works out perfectly. But through that, you guys were able to get the pick. And then just talk us how you guys decided to close out that game with that last kind of prolonged defense slash maybe will engage. Everybody just, it felt like there was like a pairing going on everywhere over the map. Like Sylvanas versus Raynor, uh,
I was very
everything. Like
engaged
everybody
in
was
my
paired off
little.
somewhere.
Yeah, I heard the comms for the other little fights going because I just was like, oh yeah, I'm still 1v1ing Rainer. When that started, we were like, oh, just defend the fort for a little bit, push him over, to try to keep him out for as long as possible. And then it turned into, oh wait, these are up now. We should go over here, and the fight split really weird. And I was like, oh, I want to flank them. They've done it to me. It's only fair. And
Yeah.
I ended up with Rainer, and I don't really know what happened in the four-man. I was very occupied with the Rainer
It felt like the
matchup
four
there.
man was like four one mans, and they were going up against one of the. It literally felt like everybody just decided
We
to
all just picked a
brawl. Yeah,
1v1.
pick one opponent and just fight them like old school style, like one on ones all across the map. Like everybody
I'm
was
gonna have to
chasing
go look at the
everybody. It
replay for that.
was hilarious. Li Ming's
I want
running
to
for
see
her
that.
life, but ends up coming out. TRSG gets the victory, even though it looked like the backs were up against the wall. Cherry Glue coming in chat saying our response was, "Hey, they're top. Let's steal their stuff in bot lane," and then ultimately
There you
finding
go.
the diva somewhere in the mix. But
Yeah, she wasn't. We were like, oh, you're not with your team. Everyone else is top. I remember now. Okay.
okay, I'm trying to see if these other matches have gone through because I believe you guys go up against the winner of it's Vibe Check versus Puns Upon a Time, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not really sure. This is sort of my first experience with all of the playoff stuff, so I'm learning as I go.
Yeah, I'm figuring it out too. I'm figuring it out as well. That's Division D East. You guys are D West. Excuse
I
that
need
for a
to go
second.
in and put the
Yes,
videos
you.
in real
Oh
quick.
no, sorry. You guys, Vicheck and Punts Upon a Time are the 4 and 5. You guys go against the winner of Maximum Thrust and Waiting on Cherry, who play, I believe, later this week. So you guys have to wait a little bit to see. Yeah, they
Oh
play on
no.
Thursday. But out of that matchup, who are you looking forward to going up against?
Um, I don't want to pick favorites. I I don't.
I want
I
to
don't
fight
want to
them
answer
both.
this. Either way is fine for us. We like rematches, and these are really fun series.
Yeah, I mean for sure that was a lot of fun being able to watch this one pan out. So we'll skip ahead to the next one. Who do you think was your team's MVP for the series? Because you got to fill out that little section when you submit the match on who your team's MVP was.
I often skip it. I'm not
Oh
gonna
no!
lie.
Don't skip it.
I just, I can't help it. I never know what to put in there, and then I just kind of panic and avoid it.
All right, so we're gonna call that Howlin' Knight calling out Howlin' Knight as her own self for the MVP there.
I think game one was the Uther, but past that, I don't know. Game two was all over the
Game two
place.
is definitely all over the place. It's hard to pick someone out when everybody seems to be doing bad and doing good at the exact same time. So it was definitely more of a, we won. It was a team effort.
It
But
was a thing.
before I let you go, any shout outs that you would like to give, I'll open up the chat. Twitch was on fire with TRSG support tonight, so the floor is yours. Go right ahead.
Oh, well, first and foremost, thank you for casting.
Absolutely.
Um, Big shout out for that. But also a shout out to my team, really pulling together. We kind of had an off week, so coming together yesterday, getting our 1 day of practice, and then just focusing tonight. So shout out to everyone for doing so well. And shout out to the other team. Like you guys gave us a huge run for our money. And maybe scrims? Question mark.
Maybe scrims. Love
Maybe
it.
scrims?
Maybe scrims. We still want to play, but awesome. Well, thank you so much, Howland. Congratulations again on your 2-0 victory. Looking forward to the TRSG Knights in their semifinal showdown in the next weeks. I guess this is week 2 of the first round. So next week.
Yeah, next week.
Alrighty. Until then, have a wonderful evening and go celebrate with your team. All
Will do.
right.
Have a good one.
You too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Howlin' Knight coming in, giving us an interview. Like I said, the Sylvanas extraordinaire, running it back twice, landing some great mind controls. And I didn't even look at the damage too much, but Sylvanas putting down some serious damage, especially in that game one, putting down a little less in game two because Jaina just kind of was a little bit of a ball hog with the damage here in the second game. Jaina known for having just that immense amount of burst damage. She could put people under really quickly, and the water elemental just adds to it. But that is going to be it for this cast tonight. I do have one coming up later this week. I don't remember the teams or what day it is. I believe it is a Friday night match. I think it's going to be a Friday night Division E matchup. Maybe not. Maybe it's Thursday night. I have to go double check. It's either Thursday or Friday night. Not remembering exactly which one it is, but I mean, the playoff support has been absolutely huge coming in from casters all across the week. It's been absolutely amazing to see. And if I don't find another cast, I'll probably just jump in and co-cast with somebody because it has been an absolute blast casting throughout the season. Looking forward to a lot of these teams making their playoff runs down this home stretch. We are still 1 week left of these quarterfinals before we jump into those juicy semifinals. And then we get to the finals where I will definitely be casting a couple of those. So for tonight, that is it. I do not believe I have anything else. Thank you all for the follows tonight, Swiftest. I did not miss that. I definitely saw it. Appreciate all the follows. Appreciate the 2 subscriptions as well. I believe they were resubscribes because I didn't see any notifications coming in for those, but do appreciate those 2 subscriptions. Thank you so much for the donations. Do appreciate it. My kid definitely appreciates it as well. Looking forward to more to come. I'm going to see real quick if there's anybody that we can go raid real quick. I believe there's still one more match going on, and it's going to be Clouded Minds versus Lowered Expectations. That is going to be, it's over on Moist Weenus's channel. So I'm going to double check and see if that is still a thing real quick. He's still live, so I'm going to send us on over to that channel. Make sure you guys all come in. Say Raid 69 coming in from Ice X's channel. You absolutely have to when you go to Weenus's channel. But for tonight, that is it. Have a fantastic night, everybody. Thank you so much for showing up, and I will see you in the Nexus. Take care, all.